Well, I'm Tati, one of those queer, gay, Latinx youth that Paul was talking about, has faced homelessness, goes to organizations to eat. You know how that goes. Let me get my paper out. The best feeling of my youth has been walking into YPI. Watching people who come in graphic tees and jeans, go to the bathroom, the glittery, beautiful bathroom, and come out in the most sparkly heels and bougie dress you can see, and feel the most acceptance and love from the people there who tell us that we're great and that we're destined to be something beautiful, right? This is a place where we're surrounded by people like us who actually want what's best for us. Comfortable to be their whole selves. It's the only place in the city, really, or one of the few places in the city that I can go and really truly feel this, where they, include all of my identities, not just like the queer part, because we can throw on some dembow or some bachata and embrace my Latinx. We can go and embrace, my poorness. I don't have a place to eat and I can get food there. Like, these are all really, really important traits that I think our community needs to multiply. I know that regardless of Trump's ridiculous policies, places like YPI, Prism, PSU, all of these youth organizations aren't going to stop. Funding might get difficult, but they're not going to stop, because deep down in their heart, they know that that's what's right. They know that that's what needs to get done in order to support people like myself. The policies, these policies are not the first attacks on us. Homelessness, persecution, discrimination, these are things that we deal with every day. We deal with them at school, we deal with them at work, we deal with them at the mall, we deal with them from this house right in back of us. It doesn't stop. But what's most important is that the community hasn't stopped either. Our community will not be stopped until we have equality, equity in our community, until a person of color who is trans can come out and feel just as safe as a white folk who is trans. Thank you to all the beautiful faces here today, all these beautiful queer faces that despite being a walking target, you're here, being a walking target to hate, here speaking out after being silenced and shut down. I'm sure that there's also a lot of allies here, and I want to thank you, but I do want to give a reminder on what it's like to be a positive ally, because I think that that's something that we can all learn from. So I think some of the steps in being a positive and productive ally is to first educate yourself and your community, because I don't think it has to be trans folks' job to do the educating. I think if you want to actually support us, take your step in learning. Learn about pronouns. Think about the connection between gender expression and gender. Just because somebody looks like a man doesn't mean that they want to be called a man. So get comfortable in learning to ask. Use pronouns even if you are cis. Just because you're cisgender, that shouldn't exclude you from having to what is it called? Like, to tell people what your gender is. Call out transphobic behaviors, because I'm sure that as a cisgendered person, you don't get ignored. You'll get listened to. So use that voice to actually do something. Make a change. And support trans folks in making the changes for themselves. So don't overstep boundaries and try to speak on behalf of trans folks because your mom is trans or your kids are trans. Although it is beneficial, put these people at the forefront of the movement that affects them. I also want to address Providence. I want to address Providence in reminding us that since we are small enough, I believe that the change needs to start from here. We need to start by looking at the gender-neutral bathrooms in schools and making that happen, making sure our students feel safe going to take a piss. Like, that's such an important part of school. Police accountability. We want to make sure that we're holding the police accountable to making sure that trans folks are safe. We need to eliminate the police, really, but... And we also need to make sure that we're fighting for housing equality, because there's so many people like myself and my friends and my family who don't have a warm place to stay, even this winter. So starting to, like Paul said, donate and give your support. Sorry. And like I said, our community will not stop the fight. If you think we're gonna, as long as the hate continues, get ready for the bricks and for the bottles and for the chants and for the rallies, because this shit's not gonna stop until we have the equity that we're screaming for. So with that being said, love y'all.